Welcome Trinidad and Tobago to our News 4 report, a product of the Government Information Services Limited and the Ministry of Communications. I'm Nicola Barito. Let's take a look at the headlines. The Penal Central Community Centre gets the first of 44-star TT ICT centres. The Trinidad and Tobago Electricity Commission urged to be more humane when it comes to customer care and appreciation, or that should be protection. And National Youth Productivity Program 2013-2014 gets underway. Thank you for joining us. The Ministry of Science and Technology launched the first of 44-star TT-ICT Access Centres at the Penal Central Community Centre. The objective of these centres is to close the existing digital gap that exists in remote parts of Trinidad and Tobago. Prime Minister the Honourable Kamla Persad-Bissessar was present for the launch.
The Start ICT Access Centres initiative is a direct result of the Ministry of Science and Technology's mandate to facilitate the uptake and use of information and communication technologies, ICTs, in Trinidad and Tobago.
What we are seeing here today is the culmination of months of dialogue, planning and collaboration among key ministries and agencies of the Government of Trinidad and Tobago, the Commonwealth Telecommunications Organizations, and representatives of corporate Trinidad and Tobago.
Minister of Community Development Winston Peters said this initiative epitomizes the concept of people-centered development, which is driven by knowledge-based innovation.
It demonstrates a blueprint for building resilience, harmony, and self-reliance through all communities in Trinidad and Tobago.
Minister of Science and Technology Dr. Rupert Griffith, addressing the gathering at the official opening, says the widespread usage of ITCs will contribute to the social, economic and cultural development of Trinidad and Tobago.
They provide opportunities for access to information by overcoming the barriers of distance and location. Through facilitating this access, the centers have the potential to foster social cohesion and interaction. This initiative also provides traditionally underserved groups, such as the physically challenged, the elderly and at-risk youth, with the avenue to have quick access to information, training.
Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar was on hand to commission the Access Centre and toured several areas of the Information Hub. The START Access Centres are community-based and are designed to create user-friendly technology-enabled environments. This will allow citizens and business entities that are located in remote areas of the country to quickly access information and e-government services. The ICT Access Centres will also act as a hub for knowledge sharing, entrepreneurial opportunities, as well as the strengthening of community bonds. A total of 44 community-based ICT centres will be made available to the public over the period 2013 to 2016. Phase 1 features the introduction of centres in the following areas: Penal, Siparia, Debe, Toco, Cumana, Mayaro, Tobago East, Tabaquite, Talparo, Point Fortin and Cedras. Joseph Lopez, News 4.
In other news, the Minister of Sport, the Honourable Anil Roberts, is calling on the Trinidad and Tobago Electricity Commission to place greater focus on customer care and protection. He makes the call as the Public Accounts Committee examined officials of the Electricity Commission.
The Public Accounts Committee of Parliament, chaired by Opposition Senator Colm Imber, is berating T&TEC for what is being described as a lack of customer care. Sport Minister Anil Roberts took the nation's electricity distributor to task for its lack of transparency in investigating complaints lodged against the company by customers. Minister Roberts says the company, being the sole investigator in complaint matters lodged against it, could never be justified, as the company is in effect investigating itself to prove its innocence. He is also questioning the number of complaints paid against those made, saying the figure paid to customers to settle complaints seems quite low, given the number of persons affected by blackouts each year.
All of Trinidad and Tobago, when we know and we have admitted that our infrastructure is old, when right here on testimony here that Plant B in one of the areas that has the most expensive appliances across the entire country, that TN Tech has only compensated citizens to $1 million out of 1.35 million people. I think clearly that shows something is wrong with the system. And I put it to you that the system of managing and investigating and charging yourself does not work and does not protect the customer.
Minister Roberts is also wading into the commission for what he says is a lack of humanity in the decision-making process. Roberts and Opposition Senator Diane Baldio Singh both believe the classification of schools, health centers, non-governmental organizations and community centers should be reviewed, as they are currently classed as commercial properties and billed as such.
There was some misnomer in the classification process that it was probably too forensic, too economic, and did not take into consideration human factors, ability to pay, public good. You know, a battered woman's home. They're not generating money, but they're providing a great service for women who are being beaten and escape and safety, children, a constituency office. We are suggesting here that, one, the commission, TN Tech, can change their character of service rules to include a character that has more humanity in it in order to remove community centers, schools, constituency offices, and so on from the commercial class B. Is that possible? And if it is, when does TN Tech propose to become a bit more humane?
However, the Commission has cited legal ramifications which may prevent it from making these changes to their rules and regulations.
So Section 25, subsection 3 of the Act makes it abundantly clear that the Commission must not show any undue preference to any customers in determining the rate class. And it is the cost to provide the service, and that is really the role of the Commission at this point in time.
Gregory McBurney, News 4.
News 4 continues right after the break. Stay with us. Thank you for staying with us. The American Chamber of Commerce of Trinidad and Tobago kicked off its 2013-2014 National Youth Productivity Forum, which is designed to nurture business and government leaders of tomorrow. According to AmCham, this is done by exposing secondary school students to critical thinking training sessions.
A top priority for the American Chamber of Commerce of Trinidad and Tobago in 2014 is the continued focus on youth development, specifically as it relates to business. This is being done through the organization's National Youth Productivity Forum, NYPF, now in its 5th year. According to Laura Quentrell Thomas, NYPF Committee Chair and Director, the program has been voted the most creative AmCham program among 23 other competing member chambers worldwide. Speaking at the opening of the North round of the 2013-2014 program, Ms. Quentrell Thomas also stated that the program has been cited by an international publication, the Center for International Private Enterprise, as a commendable youth development undertaking. She said AmCham is seeking to shape future business leaders from an early age.
We will be looking to these young people soon to join our organizations. They will become employers themselves one day, so we want to teach them about productivity at a young age.
The theme for this year's forum is Crime and Security Towards a More Productive Trinidad and Tobago. The 4 North Zone teams are from Trinity College, Queen's Royal College, Woodbrook Government Secondary and St. Joseph Convent in Port of Spain. They each made presentations from perspective of government, labor, civil society and the business community.
The solution lies in each and every one of us. As we eliminate crime and work with all the sectors of society to get the youth involved in activities, we are sure to have a more productive Trinidad and Tobago.
This crime is ridiculous. It's even affecting my work. These children are just criminals in training. Every day when I walk into the classroom, I feel like I am risking my life. Either these children are going to attack me, their parents will, or they're going to vandalize the place. Better to go to work today.
Excuse me, I have to go to work every day. I'm frightened that somebody's going to come in and rob the place or rob us. And the hours I have to leave my job, sometimes I don't feel safe.
All you feel, all you have it bad, when you all don't have it bad at all. The places I have to be going to in Trinidad are some of the most dangerous places in Trinidad. And it gets so bad that they even have to send guards with us. And it still doesn't feel like enough.
You know, we all have the same problem, you know. None of us feel safe enough to go out and work and do our jobs.
We need a plan. We need a representative, someone who can speak for us.
His Excellency Anthony Thomas Aquinas Carmona, President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, is patron of the National Youth Productivity Forum. Felicia Wilson-Mon, News 4.
The gap between Trinbagonian musicians and international audiences continue to shrink as the Ministry of Arts and Multiculturalism provides a platform on which the right training and opportunities can be provided.
Local musicians and other practitioners of the creative industry can now receive international exposure through the Ministry of Arts and Multiculturalism's latest initiative, which seeks out the experiences of industry professionals from around the world. In January, the ministry launched its Trinbago Interactive Music Expo, or TIME, which provides musicians and artists with networking opportunities, exposure to potential sign-in deals for entry into global markets, and solid advice related to advancement in the creative sector. TIME seeks to create a platform between local and foreign creative markets and develop audiences for new music and creative products.
It was a pleasure for those of us who work in the Division of Culture to bring the minister's dream alive. This was his dream, to do an international music expo. And really his dream matched ours. For those of us who work in the sector, we wanted to be able to see this. We are aware of what happens in WOMEX and in MIDEM and in South by Southwest. Okay, and we know when we get into that sea, it's a big wide sea. Okay, and when you get in that big wide sea, sometimes it's difficult to find our canoe because we come from a small space. And it's difficult to get on a big stage. And so the decision coming from the minister was we bring the executives to Trinidad and Tobago. That way all they see, then our canoe becomes a big ship. It's no longer a canoe in the middle of an ocean. We have the big ship, and all you can see is our ship.
On Wednesday, 9 local artists were announced to participate in a number of activities that would assist in developing their delivery. These include a TIME seminar, a networking opportunity, and 2 showcases.
We are committed to the development of the arts in Trinidad and Tobago, the development of the artists, the development of our artistic products and our cultural spaces and our cultural industry in Trinidad and Tobago. And so we have committed ourselves, our resources, and the application of everything that we have to make this happen. And so this TIME project, Trinidad and Tobago Music Expo, represents a very signature project for us in the development of arts and culture in Trinidad and Tobago.
The Honourable Minister noted that there were more than 80 applications for entry into the training sessions and to participate in networking and signing opportunities.
We had applications in all genres, as you would say, gospel, steel pan, world music, pop, R&B, funk, rock, soca, reggae, hip-hop, rap, classical music. And it again demonstrates for us the wide variety of musics that exist in Trinidad and Tobago. Sometimes we get really tied up and feel that there's only soca and chutney and calypso happening in Trinidad and Tobago. But I think these submissions that we had were clear to us that the music scene in Trinidad and Tobago is far-reaching.
The successful artists include 5 Miles to Midnight, Gazette, Freetown Collective, Nebula 868, Joanne Chockery, Orlando Octave, Sandra Forson, Irvin Alves, and Marge Blackman. The 3 reserves include Rohan Richard, aka Fireball the Ground General, Daryl Henry, aka Farmer Nappy, and Isaac Blackman. The artists will meet over the weekend for 2 days of intense training, and 6 of which will perform at Normandy Under the Trees on February 27th, while 3 will perform at Tassa Fete, Queen's Hall Car Park on March 2nd. It is the hope of the ministry that following the entire exercise, at least 3 artists would be signed by an international record label. Nikolai Edwards, News 4.
Sport is up right after the break. Stay with us. In an effort to broaden the avenues for its participants while serving communities nationwide, the Ministry of Sport's Live Sport program has been forming some meaningful partnerships. One such partnership is between the MOVA program and the Lipscomb University men's football team. Wayne Cunningham has more on the genesis of this union.
Terrence Williams is a graduate of Lipscomb University in Tennessee, USA, and is now the Regional Manager East for the Ministry of Sport's Live Sport program. He was instrumental in bringing the two entities together for various community projects. Tell us how the synergy going so far.
All right, since they've been here, it's been great. The team in itself has done a lot of mission work so far. We visited the St. Mary's Children's Home. We also met with some of the guys at the St. Joseph Live Sport program. And today we are here doing renovations and stuff on this house.
All right, well, he's a good man to talk to. You're the regional manager for Live Sport in the East. Right? Tell us how the project going so far throughout the different districts in the East.
Well, it's going quite well, as we all know, Live Sport is a new program, so we had little hiccups along the way, but, it's fair for me to say that the program in itself is, we are seeing progress. Things are going well, and, there's still room for improvement, but the direction that we are heading in is one that soon enough the country will be proud to see.
The people in them out there want to know about the participants. You know, well, look, some of them have some shady past and so forth, and they want to know how these young men holding on to this Live Sport program, how you all keeping them in the Live Sport program. That's what the people outside want to know. You probably could help me on that.
All right, well, the initiative was, we know is one from our Minister, the Honorable Mr. Andrew Roberts. The things that I think that are keeping the guys, as you know, the program in itself, we offer a stipend of $1,500 to the guys. I think that is one of the incentives that keeps the guys coming out every day. We also have the sport aspect of the program, which is we have 3 sporting disciplines: football, cricket, basketball. Recently we had like a regional tournament where all the guys from all the regions came together for one day. It was a huge success, incident-free, which I think is something that we should be proud of because, as Trinidadians, we know they are, barriers that, sometimes some fellas can go in the other areas. And it was a pleasure for me, and I think the country on the whole, to see that on this day, all the guys came together, incident-free, and there's a love, and the program in itself is, as I say, heading in the right direction.
Tell me, we're looking forward to 2014 for Live Sport.
I just want us to iron out the little issues that we have. As I said, it is a young program, so you have a little tit in it. Most is financing. I hope that the government, through our Honorable Minister, can continue to push for further financing because it is an expensive venture. But I hope that the program in itself could show that the return on investment, in other words, that we could show that the program, the funds that the government is spending, it is going in the right, we channeling it in the right direction. And I think it is an initiative that can be used to help solve our crime situation that we have right now.
Wayne Cunningham, News 4 Sports.
When we come back for the carnival, stay with us. If just for a few hours, island people hope that partygoers would forget their worries and stress and return to happiness as they reintroduce the very popular Amnesia Fete.
Since Carnival 2014 kicked off, we have been highlighting the many fetes and events happening in and around the country. And tonight, the action continues with Amnesia.
Patrons last experienced the all-inclusive in 2010, after it was cancelled in 2008 due to a short carnival season that year. However, the popular all-inclusive fete is back with a bang.
What's so unique about it? Well, it's the return of Amnesia and the truest sense of what Amnesia used to be, where it's a place to come and be happy and forget about all your problems. So this is the happiest place on the planet right now, and that's what's unique about this event. We've got full premium bars, a wide assortment of food and local delicacies, and what we call happy and comfort food and the best entertainment in Trinidad and Tobago.
General Manager of Island People, MAS, Colin Graves, says it's all of those combination which makes Amnesia the happiest place on earth. To him, this event is one that stands out from the rest. But above all, he says, it's about pleasing the fun-loving patrons.
Every single Island People activity, event, party, on the road for Carnival is an experience. And it's an experience that you're going to remember for a very long time. And it's an experience that is just going to make you smile each time. It really makes you happy. And that is what, when we're planning these events, what we put into it. A bunch of ideas that we think will make people happy.
Mr. Graves explained that Island People is ready to hit the road come Carnival Monday and Tuesday.
We're basically sold out right now, but due to popular demand, we're actually going to extend the amount of costumes we have. So we ordered a couple more costumes so people still have an opportunity to get in.
The event year in 2013 was their response to the economic climate at that time, said Graves. There was an economic downturn and things were hard, so they have decided to make fetting affordable, offering for the first time 2 levels of all-inclusive, inclusive and ultra-inclusive. Year faced a fate similar to Amnesia last year when it was cancelled due to a short season. This, he says, brings us to 2014, when Island People has decided to answer the call of its masqueraders and faithful fetters to return to Amnesia. The fete included traditional elements of Amnesia like fantastic and interactive decor. Marshall Montano HD headlined the fete, as well as Bungie Garlin, Fay and Lions, and the Asylum Vikings, and some of the top DJs in the country. Graves said the team wanted to bring happiness because Trinis need some happiness now. And indeed, happiness was palpable on the faces of the patrons who attended Amnesia 2014. Joseph Lopez, News 4.
Well, that's how we wrap up this edition of our News 4 report, a product of the Government Information Services Limited and the Ministry of Communications. I'm Nicola Barito. Thank you for joining us.